All right, just check your mic.
I'll have a cheeseburger Happy Meal with a water, please.
I'm sorry, we're all out of cheeseburgers.
Let's get this podcast started. Here's your hosts, MJ and Nath.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Pulp Culture Podcast, your weekly dose of all things pop culture, freshly squeezed for you. I got it right. I'm Nath.
I'm MJ. You did get it right.
I did get it right.
You usually get it right.
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
The pressure's on for being an. I don't think I could ever be one of those announcer guys on a game show or a Tonight Show.
Yeah. Although now we're probably undermining your greatness by drawing attention to it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know about greatness.
Like,
but,
what's better or worse?
well,
Did you stuff up the words, or that we spend 5 minutes talking about how great it was?
let's go with greatness.
Let us know, listeners.
Oh, here we go.
Pulp Culture Pod on all the socials.
Oh, thanks. There we go. So it's started already.
We're
Hey,
back.
Yes, we are back for another episode. Hey, just by way of apology for what's happened with our episodes, 16 and 17 are a little bit of a mix around. I posted 17 without realising that I was a bit behind in the editing, and I posted 17 before 16. 16 seemed to be stuck behind the dresser drawers.
We were 17 going on 16.
Doesn't have the same ring on it, does it?
No.
For the Sound of Music.
No.
But unless you're Benjamin Button, maybe.
Crossing the streams there.
Yeah. But MJ managed to find it behind the dresser drawer, along with some other things.
Yep, you're welcome.
And so 16 is now up, which is majority of that episode is about the New York Toy Fair, which was there was some great toy goodness in that one.
That was fun.
So we hope you enjoy 16 and 17 pretty much at the same time.
17 and 16.
Oh, sorry. Yep, my mistake. It's all timey-wimey.
Yep, literally your mistake.
We're still going with that.
All right.
Okay.
No more grovelling of apologies. I don't think that's necessary.
I think everyone tuned out when I said I've made. Oh no, actually, more people tuned in when I said I've made a mistake.
No, they probably just did what I did. Had a bit of a giggle and moved on. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, we take these things seriously, but anyway, it's all good. Hey, talking about things seriously, let's get into some news with the Zest. All right, MJ, Mr. Trailers, what have you got?
No trailers.
Oh, no trailers this week.
No. I mean, I think there's been some, but nothing that sort of stood out to me. I had a bit of a look at IMDb earlier today, and there were a few teasers and stuff for movies and things, but nothing that really...
Nothing that really sort of stood out, hey,
No.
when it comes to our trailers.
But did you notice anything?
Look, the only trailer that sort of popped out today, which is not part of my bag, is the new Scary Movie trailer dropped today. And
Okay, I hadn't seen that.
it's a bit like Naked Gun, but just all the horror film genre.
Is there anyone we know in this one?
It does have...
I mean, I hope not, for their sake. But...
Oh, look, I mean, it does have the Wayans brothers.
Oh, okay. Well, they'll be all right.
So the Wayans family are back in this one.
Yep.
Other than that, I think it's got
Oh, Anna Faris.
Anna Faris. That's it.
Anna Faris, Regina Hall.
Yep.
Chris Elliott, him from Schitt's Creek. Damon Wayans Jr., who
Yep.
I've been watching him in Shrinking, playing one of the Derricks. Oh, Anthony Anderson.
So there's a bit of a cavalcade of stars in it.
What's the bet that Anthony Anderson dies within seconds of coming on screen?
Probably.
Yeah.
Just for comedic fun.
He strikes me as 2026's Drew Barrymore.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I could see him in a wig like that.
No, it doesn't need to be in a wig.
No?
Just
Just as is.
squealing. Gets skewered to death.
Yeah, but it's taking some of the horror films that we know over the last couple of years, like Megan.
Yep.
We've got Weapons.
Yeah.
The Scream film, obviously. So there's quite a few. Oh, I saw a part of it that had Get Out.
Yeah.
So he was falling in between the couch, not falling through the couch. He was kind of stuck in the couch cushions.
That's a good gag.
Yeah,
Good gag.
well, we'll see.
It happens to people in scary movies, and
Yeah.
it happens to podcast episodes.
Yeah. It's going to go.
One of the good things about the scary movie franchise coming back, like just in your description of what you saw in the trailer there, I hadn't sort of thought about how much the genre of horror movies have changed.
Yes.
Like when you talk about, Get Out and what was it, Annabelle and all that sort of stuff, there has been like a resurgence in the horror genre over the last, I guess, 10, 15 years. The scary movie franchise hasn't had a chance to parody. So,
They've got a lot to use. They've got a lot to use, and they said that if it does well, they'll bring out another one. So
that actually it excites me a bit. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, look, I think it's probably one of those films that you could probably stream. I don't think it's something that personally I would go to the cinema to go and see.
No.
But that's just me. The other trailer that dropped was the full trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, which has a...
Forgive me having a mouthful of potato chips.
Salt and vinegar all the way.
Yeah.
What potato chips do you like, Pulpsters? Let us know on the socials on Pulp Culture Pod.
Yep.
We'd love to know.
I'll take notes. I'll write them all down.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
So Mortal Kombat 2 had another trailer.
Yeah, so this is the sort of the full trailer. So this gives us sort of a bit of a story now as to what's happening, and it sort of picks up where the first one was left off. This one has Carl Urban. He's going to be the lead in this film.
Who's he playing? Johnny Cage?
Johnny Cage, yeah. It's showtime, so...
Spoiler alert.
And Josh Lewis, which is really, really interesting, is back to play Kano because he died in the first one, so it's interesting to see him back. But
Didn't he just respawn?
I don't know. I don't know if whether somebody put some extra coins in the coin mech and he got an extra player. I'm not too sure, but yeah, he's back in it as well. So look, it looks like it's not holding back when it comes to violence. The story is just like the game.
Yeah.
It's very simple. And it's going to be reliant on fatalities and awesome moves and very CG heavy. So
I still haven't seen the first one because I'm not a huge gamer like movie type dude, but they look great. Yeah, the movies look like they haven't wasted any money on the special effects.
Yeah, no, I don't think that it doesn't feel like the Mummy 2 with the Scorpion King.
No.
It doesn't look like that.
When I say hasn't wasted any money, I mean the opposite of that anyway. I think they no expense has been spared.
Yeah.
That was the expression I was looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean the cast, I mean, is it's a low budget cast. We don't I mean Carl Urban's probably the biggest take from that. I mean, you do have Hiroyuki Sanada, is that how you pronounce his name?
Sanada, yeah.
Sanada,
from
Shogun.
Yeah.
So he's in it. He plays Scorpion.
Yep.
It's really interesting because he obviously based on his age, you see him without his mask, and then when he puts his mask on, he definitely moves a lot quicker and a lot faster than he does when he's got his mask off. So you can definitely tell that there's a stunt double that's in his place when the mask is on.
Oh, he's still in pretty good shape.
Oh, look, he's great. And don't get me wrong, I mean, he was great in Shogun as well.
And the MCU.
Yeah, and the MCU.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a fantastic actor. But yeah, before Carl Urban, he was probably the biggest headliner in that.
I bet he's making more from this second one than he did from the first.
Oh, for sure, he'd have to be.
Well, he's an Emmy winner now.
Yes, he is. So yeah, it was a bit of a light week when it came to trailers.
Yep.
What other news have you got?
Well, the biggest story is probably the most depressing one.
Oh,
and that's the Netflix withdrawing its bid to buy Warner Brothers.
oh. Well, we'll see what happens next. We did touch on that sort of briefly in the last episode.
Yep.
In 17, and look, Paramount have come out and said that they want to sort of make sure that cinemas are still firing on all cylinders. And Netflix this week have also come out and said that they are going to be concentrating heavily on features that will first start out in theatres.
Okay.
So that's really interesting. And while we're talking about theatres, AMC are slowly closing their theatres around the US.
Okay.
So there's been quite a number of theatres that have closed between now and January.
Yeah.
And I believe it's 12 so far.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be slowing down. So
is there a bit of there's a lot of talk about keeping theatres open while in action they're actually closing them down?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. They're saying that they're consolidating to bring the theatres that they have to a better for the audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think that as we continue to talk about this, it seems that people are obviously voting with their feet and their wallets.
Yeah.
And streaming seems to be more important, or they could be tightening their belts, because of the way that the economy is running in the US and also here and around the world.
I think the reason that I say that it's depressing news that Netflix has withdrawn its bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery is because now chances are Paramount's going to be the one that buys Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And therefore gets custody, I guess, of
all those
some
properties.
Of our favourite properties,
Yeah.
like Game of Thrones, DC, Looney Tunes, Harry Potter, all that sort of stuff. And that's where my concern comes from all of this.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love particularly about just taking DC as an example is that's where I've gotten my moral compass.
Yeah, sure.
From when I was a kid,
sure.
and even into adulthood.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for millions of people all over the globe.
Yeah.
And I just worry that there's the potential for it to be used to
for evil instead of good.
Because I like comics in particular, and DC, like they get accused quite a lot of, I guess, left-leaning bias.
Yes.
And I think that's completely fair. But there's not so much far left-leaning bias, I would suggest.
Yeah.
I don't think we mind sort of moderate political views either way, but that's not the way the world works at the moment.
No,
it's all about extremities.
Yes.
It's more of a concern, I guess, a bit like the stuff that you were just talking about with the theatres. My advice, if I was to give anyone advice on this, if I was in a position to give anyone advice, is to watch what these companies, whether they own streamers or TV stations or theatres, watch what they do. Don't pay so much attention to what they say.
Yes.
Because it's one thing, like the example that you were just using, they can say as much as they like that they're not going to close theatres. But if they're actively closing theatres...
Then they are closing theatres.
Right. And it means that, from one point of view, they're BSing us.
Yeah.
And they can say that they're not going to use, say, characters like, to use a different example, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all of those sorts of characters, Looney Tunes, the Hanna-Barbera stuff, which is owned by Warner Brothers as well, to push a far-right agenda. But if they start doing that, they can say that they're not doing that as much as they like.
Yes.
So we've just got to go forward, I guess, watching what they do and watching what they produce and watching watching what they do rather than what they say.
What they say.
Because it's the state of politics in the world, and arguably it has been for a very long time.
Yeah.
That they say all sorts of stuff, but then they do, different sorts of things. And there's leaders in the world now who say that they're going to do these extreme things, and then they do them as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But you've really got to keep a focus on what they're doing and what the companies are doing with these properties that we love. Because I think it's safe to say we don't want these things that we get so much comfort and joy from being used for nefarious purposes and to divide people, because that's not what they're about. One way or the other, whichever way they're leaning in terms of political themes, if they ever are, these things are meant to unite us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not drive wedges between us.
So just make sure that you're watching both hands and not the one that's making the most gestures.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So
because they can shout as loud as they like.
Yeah.
But it's not the shouting, whether it's loud or quiet, that matters. It's what they're actually doing.
And at the end of the day, this is, it is a business, and they are going to make some decisions for business purposes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes that becomes very murky with a political view.
Yeah.
And
that's the other thing. I think if you indulge in a political view that's too extreme either way, that's going to be a turn off for most people as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
People don't like being overtly preached to. So it's not great business for them to do these things. So perhaps they won't. But it's just something that we've got to keep an eye on, because these properties and media forms of media are very influential on people.
Yeah.
Us included.
Yeah.
And we just need to make sure that they're being used for responsibly by their current custodians, because they've been through a lot of different pairs of hands over the last century, and they'll go through a lot more over the next one.
Yeah.
But we just need to make sure that the people that are running them at the moment are using them in a responsible way.
For the right reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So rant over. but for me, that was pretty big news, and I have to admit it was preying on my mind quite a bit this week, probably more than it should have.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I've resolved to keep a close eye on as all of these deals get finalised and we start moving forward into yet another media landscape.
Yeah, no, I 100% get where you're coming from. Maybe I'll jump on with some news.
Yes.
The Matrix 5 is officially in the works.
Really?
With the new director. They should have just stopped at The Matrix 3. But, they're moving ahead. This is minus the Wachowski siblings.
Okay.
So they will be producing it.
Yep.
However, there's it's Drew Goddard, who is
Daredevil.
Daredevil. Yeah, he's doing he's directing it.
Okay.
I believe that the Wachowskis have some type of writing part of that script.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Wachowski sisters will be having some say in how the franchise goes forward.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure where it's going to go. Like I said, I would have preferred them to probably finish on 3.
Yeah.
However, it seems like it's the way of the world at the moment, the way it's turning with reboots and sequels and prequels. So it's all coming back. My only hope is that we get to see Lawrence Fishburne back in for 5.
It's another confession time, but I haven't seen the 4th one.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Well, I probably will. I wanted to rewatch the first 3 before I saw the 4th one.
Yeah, I get you.
I never got around to it.
Yeah, look, it's interesting news, and we'll have to see sort of what comes out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm not bothered that they're making another one. I'm not bothered that it's in different hands, especially if it's Drew Goddard. I can't remember what else Drew Goddard's done. I know I've looked it up previously, but it's a name that I associate at least with the Netflix Daredevil show.
Yeah.
And so I love that show. So, I'd say bring it on. As you say, we're in a time where this sort of big franchise in movies and in television is where most of the material's coming from. And as I've said before, I understand that people lament it, but I don't so much. So bring it on. I will. I'll catch up. I'll catch up before the fifth one comes out. That's my pledge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, let's we'll watch this space anyway and see where it goes. Interesting news about a G.I. Joe movie, which was announced this week, our time.
Okay.
So this is different from what we've been hearing in regards to a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover.
Okay.
Which Michael Bay has been sort of talking up over sort of the last 6 months-ish. This one's been greenlit by Warner Brothers.
Yep.
And Paramount's looking to revive that G.I. Joe property as a whole. This will be the fourth time around, I think, that this will be the G.I. Joe film.
I'm not sure.
So they've got two of the original G.I. Joe films, and then they had sort of that spin-off, which was Snake Eyes.
Yep.
And so this one now is again a reboot. So we've got, and this is what makes this really interesting and really a little bit nervous for a fan of G.I. Joe, is that they've got two different writers writing different scripts, and then they're going to smash them together to be one film.
That's an interesting approach.
It's an interesting approach. So one of the writers, which you'll be familiar with, is Danny McBride, the comedian.
Okay.
So he's writing one part of it.
Yeah.
Well, he's writing a script.
And who's doing the other part?
And the other writer is Max Landis. He did.
John Landis' son.
Yeah, John Landis' son, who wrote Chronicle.
Yep.
And he also did. He was the creator of Dirk Gently TV series.
So they're working separately.
Separately, writing two scripts, and then the plan is to merge them together.
Why aren't they just working together?
I don't know. Maybe they don't like each other. I'm not too sure, but yeah,
which begs the question: Why are they
writing independently? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to the geek community, and it definitely doesn't make sense to the G.I. Joe community. So there's a bit of a nervousness over this property and how Hasbro Pictures is handling this.
Yeah.
With Paramount and Warner Brothers.
It's an interesting approach.
It definitely is an interesting approach. But I think what I'm trying to say is that hopefully these two people who are working independently of each other will create something really great.
Yeah.
Look, the property.
I think that's what you're trying to say is that if they're hoping that if they both write something presumably along the same sort of premise, that then they can combine perhaps the writing skills of Max Landis with the comedic skills
that's what I'm thinking
of Danny McBride.
Yeah.
To come up with something that I don't know, tastes even more delicious than it would if it was just them by themselves.
Yeah, and I think look, what will happen is essentially like most films, the script will be written, it'll be pushed together probably through a script doctor. Yeah, and that script doctor will sort of just pull it all together.
Yeah, well, most of these scripts, by the time they reach the screen, they go through many different pairs of hands. So well, whether this is actually the case or not, I don't think G.I. Joe fans should be too worried about it being in that situation.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, no, but
we will see.
I wouldn't think it'd be something to worry about. I think it's way too early to be worrying about that sort of stuff. And I think if it was me, I'd just be looking forward to the prospect of a new G.I. Joe movie.
I just really hope that they sort of truer to the property, unlike sort of what they've done, of the more recent films.
Yeah, and as a big G.I. Joe fan.
Yeah.
What are you referring to there? Like,
Oh.
what would you like to see them lean into more?
I think we need to lean more into the actual character. I mean, what they did was they sort of modernized the G.I. Joe characters.
Yep.
So they were a bit like the X-Men when the X-Men movie first came out.
Yeah.
They weren't wearing their traditional costumes.
No.
They were wearing, it was all black leather.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with G.I. Joe. They weren't really suited up to what you would expect from the 1980s property.
That first movie was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
Like, things have really changed,
And
I think perhaps they benefit from a current environment where we can get comic book characters, for example,
Yes.
in much more colourful costumes and not have people roll their eyes or cringe or I think the audience has matured enough now that they could go back to that. And it's one of the things that I like about the Skybound comics. The Energon universe stuff
Yes.
is that all of the characters are very distinct and vivid, and
Yes.
their costumes and outfits are great. They're like comic book characters, as they should be.
They're individualized, and
Yeah.
and I suppose that's what they really need to lean into is
I'm sure they will.
is that
I'm sure they're going to look at the success of the Energon universe comics, especially if they're looking to do some sort of G.I. Joe Transformers crossover,
Yeah.
as they've alluded to in the past, and to capitalize on the success of what we've had in the comics recently.
yeah, definitely. So anyway, we'll see. We'll just watch what happens, and
I look
looking
forward
to a G.I. Joe film,
Yeah.
and what that casting is going to look like. So,
Yeah, totally.
I'm pretty excited to see whether they'll do a fairly young cast so that they can sort of step it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Maybe it'll be like I imagine it'll be like Mortal Kombat. Couple of bigger names, and
Yep.
and then they'll take some risks on some of the others and try and establish some new stars.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd be into that. We were talking about Scary Movie before.
Yeah.
I probably should have mentioned that Scream has 7 has just come out worldwide.
It has.
And it is going bumper. It is the highest grossing Scream film out of the entire franchise.
Okay.
So over its opening weekend, worldwide it made $97.2 million.
Yep.
That is the highest opening weekend over all of them by, I think, the other one that grossed anywhere close to was just about 60 million, which was Scream 6, and Scream 5 was not far behind that one as well.
Have you seen this new Scream
Not yet,
movie?
no. So it's on the list. I will definitely next week give a review
All
on
right.
the review, and
We'll see how it gels with the one that I got from one of our listeners yesterday.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we can definitely talk about that next week.
Yeah, he was a little nonplussed.
Bit underwhelmed.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's definitely the audience is definitely saying differently at this stage. Let's see how far it runs.
Yeah. We'll wait until you've laid eyes on it, and then we'll have a more in-depth discussion.
Yeah. The other interesting news that popped up this week is that Mission Impossible 9 is reportedly in the works.
I beg your pardon.
With Tom Cruise. It's unclear if Ethan Hunt will be leading the film. However,
he won't be, surely.
Tom Cruise has reportedly tapped filmmaker Chloe Zhao to both write and direct Mission Impossible 9.
Well, that is interesting news that I'm surprised I hadn't heard.
Yeah, so that's definitely making the rounds.
Okay.
And reputable movie, film, cinema news is it's genuine. So this is not just sort of someone sort of trying to get a headline and to get likes and follows and all the rest of it. This is genuine stuff. So
Who's the reporting coming from then?
Variety have definitely put it in there.
Variety, okay.
Deadline
Yeah,
have
sorry,
put it
you
in
did say
there.
that. Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, no,
there's-
Variety usually pretty spot on.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
Yeah, so again, it's unclear whether Ethan Hunt. I would say that we'll probably, Tom Cruise can sort of hand over the mantle to somebody, a new team,
I would think that's probably what it is.
and it'll be sort of his, like in Mission Impossible, the first one,
Yeah.
when we had when we had him as an agent rather than as the leader of
So
the
he'd be
team.
playing sort of the John Voight.
The John Voight character.
character.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I hope, to be honest.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
think that'd be fun.
The last one was such a good send off.
Yeah.
For Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. The way that it ended, it didn't conclusively rule out there being more
No.
in the same
No.
vein, but it kind of intimated that that was the end of the Mission Impossible movies in the way that we'd seen them.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not opposed to them making more
No,
by any
no.
means, but I do think it's probably time to hand the reins to some, I guess, younger agents.
Yeah.
I would love for Tom Cruise to still be in it.
Yes.
I always
Agreed.
go back to Batman Beyond,
Mm.
like the Batman Beyond format,
Mm,
where Bruce Wayne is old and can't be Batman anymore.
He's the mentor.
Yeah, and he oversees Terry McGinnis, and that's the model that I really like.
Agreed.
And I think if that's what they're going to do, then that would be great. I suspect that's what they'll do.
Yeah, I think so.
If Chloe Zhao is going to be involved, then that's fine. I think she's a wonderful director. I really loved Hamnet, and I'm dying to see it again. I'm really looking forward to what she's going to do with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As far as I'm concerned, she's talent of the future, and the likes of her and Ryan Coogler can do whatever they want. Throw whatever they like up against the wall and see what sticks. As far as I'm concerned, I'll be there to watch it.
Yeah, I really hope that this does well.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, they did try that with Jason Bourne when we had Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that just sort of didn't stick with the audience.
I think it was too soon too. Like I think there was still more story. I mean, there was clearly more story left to tell with Jason Bourne.
Yeah, absolutely. And funnily enough, there's talk of a big announcement regarding the Bourne franchise.
Okay.
Because it was up for renewal, and it has been re-grabbed, and so apparently there's big talk about some big announcement coming in the coming weeks.
Okay.
Whether that involves having Matt Damon attached to it is we'll have to wait and see.
I think it's a really difficult one to reboot because Matt Damon's so synonymous with that role in particular.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, obviously, you can do other stories within that universe.
And they did try with the TV series
Treadstone,
yeah, which unfortunately didn't land very well
No.
with viewers.
Yep.
However, I suppose again it depends on how they're going to do this film.
Well, I guess it's the same as James Bond, but
Yeah.
also another example I think of is Jack Ryan,
Yes.
which is another. I don't know. It's not. Who did the Bourne books?
Frederick Forsyth.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the Jack Ryan stuff's Tom Clancy or Robert Ludlum or
Yes.
yeah. I'm showing my ignorance here, but
A writer who does books.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Author.
But the Jack Ryan ones, we've had several different, I'd say iconic versions of Jack Ryan.
Yes.
From Alec Baldwin in Hunt for Red
Hunt
October
for Red
to
October, yeah.
Harrison Ford twice.
Yep.
And even to the TV series.
To John Krasinski.
I thought John Krasinski was great.
I think it's fantastic, and another elevation of different eras.
Yeah.
As well. So Jason Bourne, like James Bond, is a code name. It's not an actual. That's not their name.
No.
So we know that from the films.
Yeah.
So this could be one of those things, that they are taking on the code name,
Yeah.
and who knows what sort of happens from there.
I think it's probably I'm a big Matt Damon fan, and
Yeah.
I really like Matt Damon in most things, and I really enjoy him as Jason Bourne. So for me, at least, it's a bit of a hard act to follow, but I'm open to seeing whatever it is that they try.
Yeah, agreed.
Ah.
Agreed. So yeah, that's some interesting news that's sort of happening with our properties at the moment.
Yeah.
Any other news for you?
No, the only thing that I wanted to mention was that we started watching the Screen Actors Guild SAG-AFTRA Actor Awards. They've been renamed the Actor Awards this year.
Yes.
I haven't finished watching the whole ceremony, but I just wanted to mention Harrison Ford's.
Oh, congratulations, Harrison. He listens to the show, so congratulations. Well, Callista listens for him, and then she tells him.
I was going to say I find that very doubtful. But no, Harrison Ford getting the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Actor Awards.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Woody Harrelson's rambling introduction.
Yes.
Which I actually think he nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was perfect, and I think it was perfect for introducing an ordinary character like Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
But I really enjoyed Harrison's speech.
Yep.
As you'd be aware, and as probably some of our listeners would be aware, Harrison Ford's my goat.
He's your guy.
Yeah, he's my favourite actor of all time, and has been for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I loved the humility of his speech. I would just encourage anyone, if you haven't seen it, to go look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, it was great,
and watch it because it's
very
inspiring.
inspiring.
It's a long one. It's 7 minutes or something. But he just he came across as very humble, very eloquent, which is not surprising, and just a very grateful. A grateful dude.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was a really great speech.
I think, and I don't know about you. I mean, I've watched previous these award shows over the years.
Yeah.
And I think this one was actually probably better than I've seen for a long time.
We've been enjoying it.
And I think that has a lot to do with who the new president is, which is Sean Astin.
Yes.
I think that it's a great choice of having him as president.
Yeah.
I think that he's got a world of experience when it comes to being an actor, being a writer, involved in partial direction and stuff like that.
His mother was a past SAG-AFTRA president as well.
Yeah, and I mean his dad was Gomez Adams, and so he comes from acting royalty as well.
And plus, he's a great guy.
And he's a great guy. I mean, he's a decent guy, and I mean, so I wonder whether a change of president has made the difference to the show.
Yeah.
It definitely felt more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And not just an award show.
It did. It felt somewhat more down to earth because I get why people don't watch award shows, and I get why people are cynical about them, but we really enjoy them in our house. We're really looking forward to the Oscars. We just enjoy the time out that they offer the opportunity for.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think this was a really good one. But I thought Harrison's this speech was a real highlight. So anyone that hasn't seen it, I encourage you to watch it because it was a really nice tribute and a nice speech by the great man.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Last bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we should open the tomb. Okay, so again, we're back with more mummy news.
Yes.
It's interesting, right? Because the director has already got a script for The Mummy.
Okay.
So The Mummy 4, and has described it as really, really beautiful and scary and sweeping.
It's happening quick, isn't it?
It is happening quick. I mean, it's going to be out in 2028.
Yeah.
So they've got to get their skates on. I mean, they're going to need a year just to do most of the CG in this film because it will be CG heavy.
Yeah.
You'd
hope so.
Yeah. He said he also went on the record as saying So this is obviously Radio Silence, which is Matt Bertinelli Alpin and Tyler Gillett, who, funnily enough, did Scream 6 and Ready or Not. And he also said that he doesn't think that Brendan and Rachel are getting involved unless they love that script and what they've read. And he said, I think that they really, really like it, and it's a good script, and it's going to be fun to make.
Yeah.
The interesting, there was part of that interview was asking whether the Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which was 3, which didn't have Rachel Weisz in it.
No. Had Jet Li in it.
Had Jet Li in it, and was asked whether that would be canon.
Yeah.
And his response is just magic. He said, well, Rachel is in this one. That should answer the question for you. So pretty much 3 is out and 4 is going to sit in that place.
Okay.
So it stands as an independent, got nothing to do with the rest of the canon of the Mummy.
Oh, it doesn't bother me either.
And it doesn't bother me either because it was disappointing. So
yeah.
I'm
not going to get hung up on canon. It's all good fun.
Yeah, look, and so yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's great news. There is some rumours about other actors, but we haven't really had anything that is 100% yet.
Okay.
I don't think, unless you know something differently.
Well, I'd heard that Imhotep Ardeth Bay's coming back.
Yes. Well, I did see him wearing a T-shirt with the date on it.
Yeah.
But it was then proven to be AI slop. You did send me something. I
saw a reel that suggested that he was coming back,
which we've been talking about over the last number of episodes that they were all coming back, and I think that there was, I think it really had to do with contracts, and so I think now that we're starting to hear, and there's some traction now about Brendan and Rachel both signing. Yeah, I think over the next coming weeks we'll hear this person's now signed, this person's now on, this person's now.
They're just working out how many peanuts are left for everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get I don't think we'll get the we'll get the director's chair edition like we did with Avengers Doomsday.
Oof, that was out of control, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was 2 hours, wasn't it? Just this slow panning shot of.
It was fun, but it felt like it.
Yeah, So anyway, look, that's exciting news for the Tomb.
We did it.
We're back. We are back. Okay, so let's get into... Should we get into the aisle?
We should.
Okay, great.
DC. Comics. Incredible. Action. Astonishing. Adventure. The coolest heroes. The bravest heroines. And the most outrageous villains.
Too tough for TV.
In the universe. DC Comics. Read them and love them.
I've read a couple of DC KO titles this week. Mm-hmm. I read the final issue of Night Fight, Night Fight number 4, which is the Batman spin-off to the DC KO event.
Right.
And I really enjoyed the way that wrapped up. I won't spoil it for anybody, but
they all die.
No, they don't.
Okay.
But it was a really...
You spoiled it.
The Night Fight, I guess, from a certain point of view, I did. Anyway, the fun thing about the Night Fight miniseries has been that it has taken Bruce on a tangent through alternate realities or potential alternate realities where some of his various Robins have become Batman. And this most recent issue was wrapping up the story where he visits with Damian as an adult in a future Gotham where he's got a young son, and therefore Bruce has got a a grandson.
Yep.
And so it sort of explores that world a bit more before it wraps up the entire Night Fight story, and I really enjoyed that.
Yep.
And I also read DC KO Boss Battle,
Yes.
which from a pop culture point of view is a really fun one because it's sort of I guess, penultimate chapter before the last issue or issues of DC KO proper.
Yep.
Where the final four combatants, along with a few other returning competitors in the battle for to battle Darkseid.
Yep.
Fight characters in this case from outside the DC universe.
Oh, they had
So-
like Homelander.
Yeah, so Homelander from The Boys.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Annabelle, the doll that you
Oh,
mentioned earlier.
Megan or Annabelle?
Annabelle.
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 Megan's the one that does the TikTok
No,
dance. or whatever.
Annabelle's the one that
the freaky doll.
Yeah. I'm sure it was Annabelle.
Yeah.
But yeah. Again, I'm showing my ignorance of horror stuff.
No.
But also Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yeah, there's Sally the bear with a shady past from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Oh yes. Right.
IDW series.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've really quite enjoyed that.
How are they getting these properties? I mean, are they paying for them? Are they part of
Oh, there's
DC or Warner Brothers? Or
No, I don't think they're part of Warner Brothers Discovery. I'm not
Right,
sure, but
okay.
I'm not sure of that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
know on the cover of the issue they've got all of the companies'
Oh, okay, right.
logos down the bottom.
Right. So it's a bit like the Marvel DC sort of crossover that
Yeah.
we've been getting.
So
Same
they would have
thing.
come to some sort of financial agreement about.
It's a
using it.
collab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
one of those beneficial relationships.
Yeah, sure. Gotcha.
But it was quite a fun issue.
Yeah.
I was not as pumped about it as I had hoped I would be.
Yeah.
But it was a fun issue to read.
So I was predicting, and I think most people were predicting that it was going to be Superman against Darkseid, but it's not, is it?
Well,
Or you can't say.
I can't say.
Can't say without spoiling it.
No, because there's 4 and maybe 4.5 or 5 competitors left as
Four and a
as
half.
we enter DC. Well,
Just a pair of legs running around.
no, it's because it's spoilers, but there
Yeah,
there might be another character re-entering
Right.
the
okay.
fray.
Right. Gotcha.
So at the moment there's 4 of them in the main competition, but
Yeah.
the rules are a bit wibbly wobbly. So,
Yeah. Sure. Gotcha.
yeah, there might be someone else as well, but it's probably not spoilers because of covers of issues and stuff. But Superman is still amongst the competitors. So,
Yeah. Sure. Gotcha.
yeah, I think that's still the assumption.
Yep.
But part of me still thinks that maybe that's a red herring,
Okay.
a red-caped herring,
red-
if you will.
Oh, that'd be an interesting character. A
Uh,
herring with a red cape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
We won't, but
we won't.
no, we won't. So someone else, you can have that. That one's a freebie. Yeah, but we'll see how the rest of the DC KO series unfolds.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
What else have you got?
No, that's it for me.
Okay.
I'm eager to talk about these Aussie comics.
Should we start with which one do you want to start with?
Why don't we start with Fortress?
Yeah, Fortress.
Yeah.
What a great book. Now, Joel Vandernap
Vandernap. Yep.
got him. Oh, got it right.
Yeah, probably.
Tell us if I got it wrong, Joel. I'm good at that. So if I'm not good at anything, I'm good at mispronouncing names.
So,
So,
you're good at.
mispronouncing names.
So you're bad at it.
No, I'm good at it. I'm making everything positive here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spin, yeah.
Pick on me, Knight.
That's Spin Doctor. Talk about
Spin Doctor.
listen to what you. Yeah.
I'll go start working for Paramount.
Moving on. Back to Fortress.
Yeah, Joel Vandernap.
Yep.
Fortress. What a great book.
Yep.
Australian. And I was reading sort of the back blurb
Yep.
that Joel sort of talked about, producing the first issue back in 2019.
Yep.
And did it as an exercise, a bit like what we've done in the past, where was like, I want to make a comic. Let's just make a comic. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
in true Aussie style, he gave it a bash.
He gave it a bash, and he's now got 4 issues with plans for 2 more.
Yeah.
He has, he's getting this not only distributed here under, is it Rome? Rome Comics.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to check it out, you can either check out Joel's Instagram, which is at Rome Comics.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the website, which is fortresscomic.com.
Yeah, but he's also getting it done by, I think it's Strangers Comics or publications in the US, which is great. So he's trying to get that international market as well.
Yeah, it's really moving.
But the book is really great. It's sort of set in a sort of dystopian future.
Yeah,
we seem to get it. We seem to be getting a lot of sort of dystopian future books at the moment, which is sort of that sort of leaning towards, which is great. I'm all for it. So.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, well, we're preparing. The characters are really rich. I love the use of we've got this sort of humanoid robot who has a bit of an attitude, reminds me a bit like K2SO from Rogue One.
No, that's a good call.
And we've got a character. I don't want to give too much away because it's there's a lot of spoilers in this.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say like the characters are really well defined.
Yeah,
and appealing as well.
Like, they're likable straight away.
Yeah, like there's not too much given away, if anything.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to know more about all of these characters. And I really liked it. It was giving me Terminator vibes. Sort of the future Terminator world.
Yeah.
That's that sort of thing. But it's also I really enjoyed the artwork, and it reminded me of some of the great, particularly cinematic like battles from the Iron Man movies.
Yep.
There's a lot of like robots, robot on robot action, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just reminding me of some of the stuff from, I guess, Iron Man 3, where we had a lot of suits, going at each other.
Yep.
I thought it was really, really good fun. I'm looking forward to reading more. I confess I haven't read all of what Joel sent to us, but I'm intending on reading through and catching up because it's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's really interesting. I mean, not that you probably noticed based on your colour blindness.
Yeah.
However, he's using a really interesting colour palette of pink and green.
Okay.
And pink and green should never be seen together. So this is a really contrasting sort of colours.
Okay. Thanks, Nana.
It's actually my design days, but that's obviously something that works really, really well. And when I say that, it kind of gives that 80s flavour as well, based on those colours.
It's interesting you say that because one of the notes that I'd written down was that it reminded me of 2000 AD comics.
Oh, yes.
Both in the character design and also in the aesthetic of the artwork in general.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
But most particularly of the 2000 AD like Dread stuff from that era, from the 80s.
Yep.
And I thought that was really cool. It also reminded me of recently I read the first volume of Blame by Tsutomu Nihei.
Yeah.
And the artwork reminded me of that as well. And that's by no means a bad thing.
It has a bit of a Japanese influence in there. You can sort of see that.
It's another sort of dystopian type future, but it sort of has a rugged kind of look to it that reminded me of Nihei's art. And I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah. Look, if you want to check out the book, it's called Fortress. And by Joel Vandernapp.
Yeah, I think I was having a bit of a poke around before, and I think if you go to fortresscomic.com,
you can get all the books there.
He's got all the books and all the links and all that sort of stuff there.
I'm pretty sure it's sold at that Eisner-winning comic store that you work at. I think it's called All Star Comics.
It is called All Star Comics, and to this point, I still work there. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm thoroughly enjoying myself.
Okay.
So.
Were you paid to say that?
No. No, definitely.
No, yes, I was not.
No. Did that have hostage vibes? Did it? No. Okay. I'll have to have a good think about that myself.
Yeah, but definitely check out that and do yourself a favour and grab that book. The other book that we got, which I was really excited about, which is a new book which has been released by Jason Franks.
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, Jason Franks has been around a long time. Definitely when back in the early days of my sort of inception in the Australian comics scene, Jason Franks was one of those guys that I looked up to a lot. And he's brought out this new book with a cavalcade of awesome artists.
That's beautiful.
It's called The Smiling Damned. It's currently being kickstarted at the moment.
Yep.
I'm not too sure by the time this comes out whether it will be finished or not.
Yep.
But it's very close to being completely funded.
I think I had a look, and Jason was still posting about it even today or yesterday.
Right. Okay.
And he was getting close to his goal. But
which is great.
Yeah,
which is great.
It's exciting.
And it's worthwhile. If you're listening to this episode after the fact, definitely jump onto his Kickstarter. We'll post a link for it.
Yep.
You can still purchase, and this is something that Kickstarter have been doing for a little while, and I wasn't aware of this up until just recently, that even after it has finished, you can still purchase the comic.
Okay.
So long as it's been funded.
I have to admit that Kickstarter's a little bit new to me, so.
Oh, okay, cool. So
I'm not really sure about all the ins and outs either.
Yeah, no, I mean I've been doing Kickstarter for a long time, and this is sort of a new thing with Kickstarter, and I really like that because sometimes we're not aware of a book that's being released unless we're getting notified about it.
Yeah.
And we've missed out on it. But there is that opportunity to sort of jump in after the fact and get yourself a book. You obviously won't get the rewards and all the rest of it that come with it, or those tiers. But yeah, definitely jump on and get yourself a copy of The Smiling Damned. Maybe let's talk about some of the artists that are attached to this.
Yep.
So we've got four different stories.
Yep.
In different time lines, but all set around the Yakuza.
Yeah.
So Jason has written all four books. Sorry, with the one of those books is done by Christian Rue.
Yeah.
So for those of you who might in the Australian scene, they say, "Oh, Christian Rue, I kind of know him." Yeah, back in the day, he produced a fantastic book which was called Falling Star.
Yeah.
I think it was called Falling Star 4. Or maybe that was issue 4 that I remember. Anyway, Falling Star is the book. Fantastic artwork. So Christian's a fantastic get for this book. And I mean, I know that Jason and Christian were sort of at the same time when they were producing their books.
Yeah.
So it just makes perfect sense. The other artist that I wanted to highlight as well is Henry Pop, who back in the day he did the list with Paul Bedford, and again great artist and a great get for this book. We also have Michael. Is that Michael Athy? Is that how we pronounce his name?
We'd have to ask the man himself, but
okay.
I think that's probably how it is.
Okay, we'll blame me if that's the case.
Yep.
Yes,
we will. Yeah.
And Harry Pennell, who I'm not 100% across.
Yeah.
But I really love their artwork in this.
Yeah, it's all great.
Yeah. And the colouring, fantastic colouring.
Yes.
By Graham Jackson.
Yeah.
Graham has actually done some shading on recently on some of my hard boiled book that I've been doing.
Okay.
So and he's just a standout talent when it comes to colour and shade.
Yeah,
So
it's a beautiful looking book.
yeah, absolutely. this is fantastic. I really couldn't recommend this enough. This feels like, to me, like a Mad Cave book, Mad Cave publication.
Yeah.
It really feels like it.
That's a good call.
Just by the tone, the setting, the pacing, everything. Jason's a really great writer. He sucks you in really, really quickly. Knows how to write a panel when it comes to comics, and so I can't recommend this enough. Just like Fortress, really. What about you? What's your thoughts on Smiling Damned?
No, well, I just thought it was really beautiful and entertaining. I love the dynamic artwork, especially in the very early pages. I thought it obviously reminds me of like Tarantino type stuff.
Oh yes,
very stylish.
Yeah.
It's quite graphic in its depiction of violence.
Oh, it's not for kids, is it?
No, not at all. But it's in a way that makes me want to see more.
Yeah.
And when I say that, like that sort of stuff, sort of the not blood and guts, but the gore aspect of movies and entertainment is not really my jam.
Yeah.
But the way that this was illustrated, it's kind of dynamic and beautiful.
Yep.
And it left me wanting to see more. I thought the artwork was beautiful. I also enjoyed the way that it sort of time hopped.
Yes.
From different eras and periods.
Yeah.
There's one section of the book that reminds me of Shogun, the TV series.
Yes.
In a really good way. Again, alluding to the colouring, it evokes the grim, pressurised situation that those characters were in back in sort of feudal Japan.
Yes.
Post samurai type eras.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really beautiful. And again, I haven't read everything that Jason sent us, but I'm looking forward to reading the rest because it's really, really great. And I do encourage people to support the Kickstarter because you'll be onto something really, really good. Yeah.
One thing I will say is for those of you who may recognise Jason's name. He produced a book quite a while ago called Myth Black, which was a great series of books that he did.
Yep.
And good old Whiteface Myth Black is featured in this book. So he's brought this character back
awesome.
into this story.
Great.
And so it's really good to see, sort of a blast from the past.
Yeah, nice.
Making a bit of a feature in one of the stories. So,
yeah. No, good. It's a bit of a Jason Franks shared universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it when sort of creators do that.
Yeah, totally.
Bring them back in if they can.
Yeah,
it's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, when it fits the story, by all means.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of what we've been provided with here with Smiling Damned. And I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, but if you've got a book that you're either looking to kickstart or trying to get it into a comic book store, or you'd like us to talk about it on the show, hit us up on Pulp Culture Pod on all the socials. Send us a DM, and we'd love to talk about your book on the show and get the audience involved and get those sales for you.
Yeah, 100%. We're as enthusiastic to talk about them as you are to make them. So let us know.
Yeah, and we only take 90% of every dollar that you make.
It's not true. It's just not true. You need to stop saying that. People are going to start believing it.
No, it's 100% not true.
Yeah, as of this date, we are still doing it out of the goodness of our own hearts.
Absolutely, because we love local talent and we love local books.
We do.
We love all books, but we definitely are here to promote local talent. So
if you're going to put in the work to produce these things, we're going to talk about them.
Yep.
Because we've got the utmost respect, and we love comics.
Yep. But definitely hit us up, Pulp Culture Pod, on all our socials. A little bit of comic news that I wanted to mention is that Mad Cave is releasing, it's actually in pre-order right now, and you'll be able to get this at any good comic book store, is the Last Starfighter movie adaptation.
Oh, wow.
So this is the 3 issues that Marvel produced way back when the film was first released. I think it was back in '84.
That sounds right.
So yeah, these are the 3 sort of, and I think they did that with a lot of films back in the day.
They did.
They sort of would release their sort of take in comic format. So
Well, back in the day, it was the only way you could sort of watch things on repeat
yeah,
without waiting for them to come out on VHS
yeah,
12 months
true.
later.
Yeah, 100% true.
So, yeah, they did produce a lot of adaptations back then.
Yeah, so
With some beautiful art.
yeah, absolutely. Story is done by Bill Mantlo, and the artwork is done by Brett Blevins.
Oh, yeah, Brett Blevins.
Yeah, Brett Blevins. So yeah, this is about to be released, and I think what this is the beginning of is that they're going to continue the series after this, which is really, really exciting. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah, so but yeah, this looks great. I mean, the cover is done by Jackson Geese.
Juice?
Juice. Is it Juice?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Butch Juice.
And so yeah, he's done the cover for it, which is a little bit different from obviously the interior art. However, yeah, great looking cover.
It's a bit of an aside, but Bill Mantlo wrote a bunch of the further adventures of Indiana Jones that I've been reading recently.
See, there's another
And
segue.
Brett Blevins
Yes.
did some of the art,
Yep.
including a couple of the covers.
Oh, there you go.
Brett Blevins is a great artist. We were talking about dynamic art with Fortress and Smiling Damned a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And Brett Blevins, I think he used to do some New Mutants for a while.
Right.
And maybe even some Power Pack back in the day.
Oh, I've got Power Pack.
Yeah,
so,
and
yeah.
I was a big fan of his art back then.
Yep.
And I really liked the stuff that he did in Indiana Jones. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it would look amazing for Last Starfighter. I'm interested in getting hold of those myself.
Yeah, well, while we're talking, I mean, we're still talking about comic news, and we're talking about sort of those retro comics. One thing that we did post on our Instagram page was that the Greatest American Hero is a new book is going to be launched for Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, I saw that. I knew you'd be excited.
Oh, 100% excited. I love this TV series. This is one of those TV series that I'd love to be rebooted. I think it could definitely have legs if they rebooted it today.
Who would you cast?
Oh, that's a good question. I might come back next week with a cast.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, this is done by Amp Comics. Don Hadfield is doing is writing the book.
Yep.
And I'm going to butcher his name. It's Alpa. I think it's Kajal. I think.
I don't have it in front of me, so I can't.
So
can't help
anyway,
you
I've butchered it, and I apologise because he does follow the show, and 100% he actually does. So
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
So thank you.
I apologise for giggling.
Well, you never know whether I'm telling whether it's true or not, right?
Wonderful news. I love it.
But yeah, Alpa is definitely a fan of the show, and we appreciate his him following us.
A big fan of his art too.
Yeah, his art looks rad. So this is this book is going to be a follow-on book
from the TV series.
From the TV series.
The cover's fantastic.
Yeah, and the cover's really dynamic, a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the interior art looks like.
I guess depending on the popularity of this at Free Comic Book Day and subsequently that might have a bearing on whether we do get a reboot.
I think we will. I think we will. I mean, there's a lot of investment from Amp Comics, so I think this is a great way to lead into a new book. But yeah, that's...
they've certainly not skimped on this book.
No,
because it looks beautiful.
Yeah, quality is great.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one I'll be picking up on Free Comic Book Day. That's at the top of my list.
Come down and see me.
Yeah, okay, good. It's good to have a guy in the know.
I don't know about in the know, but I'll be there.
Straight to the front of the queue.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, all right. No pressure.
Backstage passes.
But yeah, Yes, patent pending, unconfirmed. We'll see what we can
I
organise.
deny knowledge of this conversation. But that's a bit of comic news there, and I think that both of those books, that's really exciting news for comic readers.
Yep, absolutely.
And maybe let's get into the review.
Monday. All the world's a stage. And this one's set for murder.
This is getting serious.
MacGyver. Then,
This case has still got me puzzled.
everyone's favorite detective is back.
Ha no.
Peter Falk returns as television's classic sleuth.
One more thing, sir. And another thing. Which brings me to another point, sir.
Columbo on the Monday mystery movie following MacGyver.
Well, that's all I can add, sir.
What have you been watching?
I got the first episode of Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
I haven't started it.
Oh, they all die. It is
That was fast.
fantastic. Yeah, it's all over. One episode, one and done. It's done for season 2.
I didn't see that coming.
Look forward to season 3. They're all zombies. Yeah, this is great. It's great to have
That's
the cast
good,
back.
Jumping the kaiju.
Jumping the kaiju motorbike style.
Yeah.
So all our beloved characters are back.
Yeah.
And there's a 2-year jump between first and second, and that makes sense because we did have a bit of a jump in time anyway.
We did.
And
And we continue to, don't we?
yeah, and we continue to.
Yeah.
So I think we're 2017 now. I think that's the latest the year that we're in. I think when we finished up, it was 2015.
Yeah.
So we're now at 2017, different dynamic, changing of the guard. We've got all our characters back, but at the same time have their own ideals and purposes of how they want to live in a world with kaiju monsters.
Yeah.
We get a wonderful first episode. And it's not spoilers because it's been in the trailer, where we get Kong. Kong is really making sure that everybody knows that whatever they're up to isn't good.
My boy Kong.
No good is going to come from this, he's saying.
Good.
In his own aggressive way.
Yeah, I love it when he puts his foot down.
And hands.
And his hands, yeah.
But we do get a new kaiju, and that looks like this is going to be the big bad.
So how many eps have you seen?
Just
so
the
far?
one.
Just the one.
Just the one, but it is jam-packed. And
It's a weekly release, isn't
and
it?
it's a weekly release. Yep. But it is well worth, if you're not watching this show, it is well worth it. We're still getting those flashbacks.
Yeah.
If anything, this flashback is amazing. It's so much fun.
No, well, I'll definitely have watched the first episode by the next time we record, if not the second one as well.
Yeah. And
I'm really looking forward to it. I've just had a bit of a busy week.
yeah, well, we all do.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one to that we can unpack a little bit more next week.
Very good.
So that's all I've watched this week. So
Okay.
I was on a bit of a lull this week, but it was definitely worth it.
Well, I've actually done pretty well with my watching this week.
You're carrying the load.
Maybe I am.
Yep.
But I haven't watched Monarch Legacy of Monsters, but I have watched the first 2 episodes of The Artful Dodger on Disney Plus.
Is that season 3?
Season 2.
Oh, season 2. Right.
Yeah. And it's really good to have it back. It's started with a bang. It's really nice to revisit with the characters. I've talked about this show before, but it's a really nice show set in Australia, shot in Sydney, I think.
Yep.
Starring Thomas Brodie Sangster as the Artful Dodger, David Thewlis as Fagin from the old Oliver Twist story, and also featuring Australian actress Maya Mitchell in the cast. It's a fairly adult sort of show. It contains quite a bit of graphic sort of medical detail, I think they call it. It's tells some interesting stories in regards to
Autopsy? Does he do
autopsies. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the wake of the Oliver Twist story that Dickens wrote, Dodger's been transported to Australia as a convict, but he's also served in a war at some stage and trained as a surgeon. And so that's what he's spending his days doing, is basically running from the law, getting caught up in various different scams and hijinks with Fagin, who does not seem in favour of turning over a new leaf, but also trying to help people out with his surgical skills.
Right.
It's really, great show, especially if you're a fan of sort of that 18th, 19th century style costume type drama.
Yep.
But it's a very contemporary sort of story as well.
Yep.
Lots of great costumes, hair and makeup design, and set design as well. It's got a really fun modern soundtrack. That's not spoilers, but in the first couple of episodes we hear songs from the English band Blur and also the Australian band Powderfinger. There's a lot of Australian songs featured throughout the soundtrack.
Yeah, cool.
It's just really fun.
Yeah.
We've been enjoying watching that. I think all episodes are available on Disney Plus now. They drop them all at once. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing to catch up with that. We've also been watching Shrinking, the Harrison Ford, Jason Segel comedy on Apple TV.
Yep.
Loving that as always. It's a really, really fun but also heartfelt, I think intelligent comedy about therapists in Los Angeles, but also about their friends and their families and the general trials and tribulations of daily life. But it's got an amazing cast of actors that we know from other sitcoms from throughout the years, from Scrubs to even Happy Days.
Yep.
And of course, headlined by the GOAT Harrison Ford. We've been enjoying that.
You mentioned Scrubs. Have you watched the first episode yet, or that hasn't been released
I've
yet?
watched the first. They released the first 2 episodes.
Right.
I've watched the first one.
This is a revival series, isn't it?
It is, It's sort of a reboot.
Okay.
But it's more of a continuation of the original story.
Yeah.
It's just revisiting with the staff at Sacred Heart Hospital.
Yep.
What is it? Some 17, 18, 20 years later.
Yeah, right.
And the first episode I thought was really well done. It was like the original Scrubs. It was really funny, a little outlandish at times, some truly madcap comedy, but lots of heart as well.
Yeah.
Contained some really good acting from a couple of the lead characters.
Yep.
Which is not surprising to me, but I know how good that they're good actors.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of scenes in that I know people online have been really raving about. And so the first episode I thought was really solid, and I'm looking forward to watching the second one.
Well, it's funny. I mean, and there's a bit of a correlation there between that and Shrinking, because I believe Zach Braff is directing some episodes of Shrinking.
He is, yeah.
And they were talking to the cast the other day, and they were saying, like, who would you want to get to make a cameo on the show?
Yeah.
And Zach said, "Oh well, I'm directing Shrinking at the moment. And I might ask Harrison and see if he wants to come on the show."
Yeah.
So,
well, I think I could be wrong, but I think I'm right in saying that at least one of the production companies, if not the main production company that produces Shrinking, is also the one that produces Scrubs.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And there's also, it's got DNA mixed with Ted Lasso as well.
Yeah.
In that Brett Goldstein, who is one of the stars of Ted Lasso, but is also a writer, is a writer and a producer on Shrinking.
Right.
But has also been playing a role in the last 2 seasons. And as you say, Zach Braff
Yeah.
does regularly direct episodes of Shrinking, and does a fantastic job of doing so. And he also directed this first episode of the revival of Scrubs,
Yeah.
which I was really pleased to see because, I knew that it meant it was in really good hands that knows the material and knows the characters back to front.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased it's back. And I think, just talking to people around the water cooler this week, that seems to be the general consensus. So, really nice to see JD and Turk and Carla and Elliot and all the other characters from Sacred Heart, and looking forward to more. All right, another show that I watched during the week, just prior to watching Scrubs, actually, we had a bit of a medical television show.
Right.
Was producer Kim and I finally decided to jump in and watch the first episode of the first season of the HBO show The Pit.
Oh, okay. And what's your thoughts on this? Because it's won heaps of awards.
It has.
And it's got Noah Wiley in it, which was from ER Days.
Yep. He's won, I think, every major TV acting award this season for his role in that show.
Really?
Yeah, as of yesterday when he won the actor award.
And do you think it's worth?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, so far, we've only watched the first episode.
Is it and I believe that it's kind of short form as well. Like they're not like full 1 hour episodes. They
are.
Oh, they are.
They're I think they're all an hour long.
Right.
And they all take place over an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. So a bit like 24.
It's a bit like 24. The whole season's something like 10 or 12 episodes.
Right.
And every episode is an hour.
So it's like a 12-hour day. So the first full season's like a full day in the ER.
The first episode begins with Noah Wiley's character turning up to work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I think the episode's actually called 7 to 8 a.m.
Right.
And then the next one's called 8 to 9 or something.
So that first episode is just eating breakfast?
Yeah, pretty much. Just checking his Instagram.
I hope he's following us.
Yeah. Everybody that works in a hospital right now is absolutely...
just like throwing chairs through windows.
Completely.
Yeah.
No,
you know what? We're both on the list.
We will never...
Not to be served.
Yeah, we will never have... I'm not sure served's the right word.
Well, we're definitely not going to receive any medical attention. We'll be sent off to the Artful Dodger instead.
Yeah. Trust me, once you've watched the Artful Dodger, you will not want that.
Yeah, okay.
But yes, it's really a really interesting show. Like, I knew that we'd enjoy it. I don't usually do medical shows.
Yep.
I do medical shows about as much as I do horror.
Okay.
But producer Kim works in healthcare, as you would be aware.
Yep.
And all of the clips that I'd been seeing of this, I thought this is going to be her jam.
Yep.
And so I have to admit, I probably spent a third of the episode not so much watching the show, but watching her.
Oh, okay.
To see what her reaction was, because as anybody with any sort of medical experience or with a partner or friend that works in the medical field knows, watching a television show that's based on a medical setting is sometimes a dodgy prospect when you're watching it with someone who knows how well that sort of stuff works. And I'd just been dying to see how this show stacked up, in her opinion. And
it stacked up?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, right.
She seemed really, convinced. She had lots of explanation for things when we got to the end. And she seemed really satisfied with it. So I'm looking forward to watching more episodes. I had to grit my teeth a bit. It's I was talking about, I think it was graphic medical detail or graphic injury detail earlier.
Yep.
There's some graphic injury detail in this show. Like it is an HBO show.
Yeah, right.
In every sense of the word.
Yeah, wow.
There was a couple of scenes where I didn't look away. But even producer Kim, who's got the medical background, she did cover her eyes.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
So it's quite full on.
Yeah.
But it's a full on in a realistic way.
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
It's not gratuitous or anything. It's just showing the true nature of what these heroes that work in our healthcare systems around the world go through,
yeah,
and have to endure for the rest of our sakes.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to watching it. It's interesting too because it's got a kind of a post-COVID subtext.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's I suspect it's going to be dealing with the continued fallout of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, well, we've got backlog, we've got overworked,
Totally.
underpaid, we've got
I mean,
all those social sort of issues that surround our health, not only our healthcare system but all healthcare systems around the world.
I think it's going to explore the toll that the whole experience has taken on us and on definitely on the healthcare system and the people that work in it.
Yeah.
And I'm really fascinated with that because I think that's something that doesn't get explored enough yet in cinema and television and in pop culture in general.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to explore that in order to recover and move on.
Absolutely.
But, so I'm glad they're tackling that as well. But that's been some of the fun stuff that I've watched this week.
Yeah, it's funny you should say about watching a medical show with producer Kim based on her background.
Yeah.
I watched a film with my grandfather when he was alive, and he was a GP for 50 plus years.
Oh, wow.
And it was we watched this film, and the lead was shot in the shoulder pretty early on in the film, and pretty much ran around for the rest of the film with a bullet wound in his shoulder.
Naturally.
And I think we got into about halfway, and he said he'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
He'd be dead. He'd be bleeded out. He would be dead. He wouldn't be moving.
Yeah.
He'd be loss of colour. He went through this whole...
Ruined it for him.
And you know what? Anytime I see anybody shot in the shoulder, the stopwatch starts.
You know, I'm with you, grandfather. There. One of my favourite things is when a character in something takes an injury, and then seemingly the story forgets it.
Yes.
5 minutes later.
Yes.
You know, whether it's a stab to the gut or a shot to the shoulder, or a horrific injury to their thigh or something. And then by the end of the episode, they're all sort of moving around. It sort of serves its purpose in one scene, but it's quickly forgotten in others, and I love that.
Yeah,
it's aspirational to me. I really wish that was the way that the world worked.
Yeah,
I wish I'd shake off stubbing my toe quite so quickly, let alone a dramatic gut injury.
Yeah. So any action film is pretty much ruined for me now.
Yeah. No, you got to suspend that disbelief.
I don't think my grandfather would have been able to sit through John Wick. That's for sure.
No. Well, it sounds very much like he earned his right to be curmudgeonly about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He put in the hard yards.
Yeah, absolutely. We are pretty much at the end of the show. We don't have a shout this week.
No, we don't.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to mention?
No, I think that's about it for me this week.
It's been a good show, actually.
It's been a good show, but it's been a busy week too.
It has been a busy week.
It feels like 5 minutes ago that we recorded the last one. 17 or 16 or whatever that was. I will let it go eventually.
Look, if the kids were still doing 6, 7, then we could just start a new one, 17, 16.
How about that, kids?
Yeah, there you go. We've just lost all our audience. Well. Anyway, so thanks for your company. We always love you as part of the chat, and definitely hit us up on the socials under Pulp Culture Pod. But stay tuned next week when you'll hear MJ say,
Autobots, roll out.
Hey, stay fresh, everyone.
Like what you're hearing? Tell your friends. Follow us on socials at Pulp Culture Pod. And if you're feeling generous, drop us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast platform.